What is good with it, YouTube? Fight fans all over the world. It's your boy, the realest of the real. Yes, sir, I said it. Real Talk Boxing. Such a privilege, an honor, and a major blessing to be back with you beautiful people yet again. I'm just now watching the Oscar Valdez versus Robson Conceicao. Hope I said his last name right. A fight that happened the 10th this weekend. I wasn't aware that this fight was actually going down. Like I said, I haven't been paying much attention to boxing media or what's going on in the boxing world here lately. But I'm going to just go ahead and jump back on it, man, because there's a lot that's been going on. And I saw the drama about this fight before I actually saw the fight. Everybody's been talking about it. You know, we got PEDs involved. We got a robbery involved, a so-called robbery involved. A referee that was against a certain fighter. And the commentators quickly shifting, you know, what they were seeing in the beginning of the fight. And from the fourth round on, completely changing their mind for some reason. I lost a lot of respect for, you know, a lot of people in watching this fight. Just watched it this morning. Watched interviews also. And, you know, got other input from other people and what they thought really happened in that fight. So I'm going to give you my opinion. This is probably going to be a long video. And I'm going to try not to get too excited about it, because sometimes I get a little emotional. I'm going to try to keep cool. First off, I want to start out by saying this. Oscar Valdez is a fighter that I respect, is a fighter who had one of the grandest knockouts against Burchelt, and everybody and their grandmother, well, not everybody, some people weren't giving him any credit. They were saying Burchelt was coming off COVID, this, that, and the fourth, and the third, excuse me. But, you know, it is what it is. He won the fight, and he was everybody's hero, well, almost everybody. And I gave him mad credit. And turns out that he tested positive for PEDs. Okay. Now, do I look down on Valdez because of that? I'm going to surprise some of you people when I say this. No, I don't look down on him. I don't. Am I disappointed in him? Yes. But I don't look down on him because he's a human being. And he just got caught. There's no telling how many other fighters out there who are our hero has taken PEDs and not got caught. Now, a cheater is a cheater. You take PEDs, then I'm going to announce you as a cheater. So Valdez, as much as I respect him, he's a cheater. Okay? Proof's in the pudding. He tested positive, right or wrong. It makes you think even more so outside of this situation about other fighters. Now, I've stated before in the past that the WBC is the worst boxing organization in professional boxing. They suck. They let their fighters do what they want to do. They don't have to fight their mandatories. And apparently, they're not stripping the title from people who test positive for PEDs. The commission didn't suspend Valdez, and WBC didn't strip him of the title. Instead, they let him fight. Wow. But I don't look down on Valdez. He just got caught. It's the same thing with someone cheating on their spouse. They got caught. You know, it's no one's perfect. They got caught. I mean, it's not like you've never had a thought in your mind about somebody that was attractive to you, or you actually stepped out on your wife or your husband. You just didn't get caught. Does that make you less guilty? No, it makes you a human. That's why I don't look down on Valdez. I'm still a fan, but proof's in the pudding. Facts are facts. You tested positive. So I view you a little differently, but you can bounce back from it. They were in his hometown for the fight. Let's get to the fight. First of all, I want to talk about what Valdez was not doing up until I say the 8th round. And we'll get into the other stuff a little later on. Valdez was not throwing punches in bunches. He was head hunting, 1 or 2 shots at a time, whoop, whoop, and then he would get out, whoop, whoop, or Robson would clench him and cover him up, smother him. He didn't make adjustments is what I'm saying. What I think he should have done was cut the ring off better, made the fight close counter, always stayed in Conceicao's chest, going to the body, which he did not do. He did not do. Now, in the 3rd round, he caught Conceicao with a nice overhand right. His key punch, and it buzzed him for a couple of seconds, but he came right back, and I think he still won that round. He wasn't active enough. He didn't throw effectively enough to the body. He was relying on his power, wanting to get that spectacular knockout once again. And to be honest with you, that's what made it difficult for him in that fight. Now, I want to talk about what Conceicao was doing. He was boxing. He was sharp. Ring generalship. Lateral movement. Stick was crazy. Jabbed up and down. Straight right to the body. You know what I'm saying? The left hook, the left check hook was there all night. Was there all night. Savvy. Counterpunching. Slipping away from punches. Making Valdez miss. Was very, very strong. Up into the 8th round. Was strong. And he kind of died down a little bit. But nevertheless, I think the man was robbed. I think he was robbed. I gave it 8 rounds to 4. So here's the rounds that I gave Valdez. I gave him the 8th round. Started coming on and pressing a little bit better. I gave him the 9th round because of the stupid point deduction. The ref was against him that night, if you don't understand that. He was against him that night. He gave him a point deduction because he tapped Valdez on the back, tapped him here, tapped down there again, and tapped him here. Break, 1 point. No warning or nothing. To me, it was just a, hey, all right, good work. Good work. Like, come on. And Timothy Bradley was freaking, let me calm down. Timothy Bradley was condoning the fact that he tapped him on the back of the head. Tapped him. You know what I'm saying? Making a gesture, a motion. And then the very next round, the referee warned Valdez for hitting him back of the head. Hitting him back of the head. And not only the 10th round, the 11th round again warned Valdez for punching Conceicao behind the head. Never taking a point away. Never taking a point away. The ref was so stern with him. He would break them, turn to Conceicao and say, break! Like he already broke. He did what you said. And then at the end of the fight, when they gave those terrible scores, Conceicao was walking around like, I can't believe this. Valdez and the ref were facing each other. And when he passed the ref, Conceicao, the ref, what looks like to me, rolled his eyes at him. You don't believe me? Okay, well, let me show you this in slow motion. Check this out. Now, I may be wrong, but it clearly seems like the ref gave him a nasty look and an eye roll. He wasn't going to win. Now, let's talk about the commentating. Timothy Bradley and Andre Ward. I was more so disappointed in Andre Ward, man. Because they sold out. Now, up until the 4th round, they were giving Conceicao all the credit in the world that he deserved. Because he was flat out boxing Valdez and was doing a beautiful job at it. Very confident. Very brash in the ring. Easy for him in some points, in some spots. And they were acknowledging that. But the moment Andre Ward mentioned that Valdez tested positive for PEDs, it shifted real quick. Almost like somebody from WBC or somebody, the powers may be, came over and tapped Andre Ward on the shoulder and said, don't you mention another thing about them PEDs. Matter of fact, you better start commentating this fight a little bit different. I ain't saying that's what happened. I didn't see it happen. It wasn't factual. But in my mind, my opinion, I think something like that did happen. Because all of a sudden, Conceicao is taking his foot off the gas. Conceicao cannot win the fight fighting this way. He can't keep up this pace. He's starting to fatigue. He's starting to do this. And then even in the highlights, during the break in between the rounds, they would show highlights of Valdez not even doing anything. Catching Conceicao with punches that were partially blocked. or punches that were thrown to the head and he would hit him in his chest or his, his lower neck. It was, I didn't understand it. I wasn't getting it. I'm like, what now? What are y'all seeing different? What are y'all seeing different? Conceicao was clearly winning this fight, but now you're all of a sudden calling it for Valdez, the hometown champion. And then they said more than once, hey man, you're not going to get a win against Valdez unless you knock him out. I heard Timothy Bradley say that at least twice, if I'm not mistaken, but it was no less than once. Well, it can't be no less than once, but I heard him say it at least one time. You're not going to get the decision if you don't knock Valdez out. Beating him 8 rounds to 4 doesn't either? Apparently so. WBC sucks. And the fact that Andre Ward sold out put a bad taste in my mouth, in my opinion. I think he sold out. And in some way, shape, or form, and I like Timothy Bradley and Andre Ward, but I think they sold out Friday night. I really think they do. I think somebody got in their ear and said, hey, man, you commentating this fight all wrong and you better switch up. I don't understand. I couldn't be a commentator. I couldn't. I'd mess around and not get paid at the end of the night, telling the truth. The truth is the truth. Valdez was not winning that fight. It was not a close fight. 110 to 117. 110 to 117. The ref who scored that, you good, bro? You all right? Something wrong with your eyes? You can't see? Oh, you was paid off, huh? Conceicao was robbed. Point blank period. Point blank period. He was robbed. And not only that, Valdez didn't get suspended, and neither did he get stripped. WBC sucks. The worst organization in boxing. Sucks. Now, Valdez, get right, man. Get back home, get back to training, get back in the gym, sharpen up, cut off the ring better, let your hands go. Stop looking for that one-punch knockout. Stop that. And stop taking them PEDs. Now, I don't look down on you. I'm disappointed with you. Because like I stated, there's plenty of our heroes out there in boxing that have probably taken PEDs and just did not get caught. Everybody at some point in time in life is going to make a stupid mistake. I've made plenty of them. And I'm not done. It is what it is. But was this a robbery? Point blank period. Yes, it was. A horrible robbery. Conceicao should have left with that WBC title. In my personal opinion, never mind that, I want to know yours. Comment down below, let your boy Real Talk know. As always, respect all. Fear none. God bless. Till next time, Real Talk Boxing. We up and we out of here, baby.